Okay, here we have another F-15 night ops video. In my last video I was going a little hot on the approach, so this time I'm going to adjust that. I'm going to keep it a little bit slower. I'm going to approach between 200 and 250 knots. Make the final approach at around 180 knots, and I'm going to try and touch down at 160 knots. So it's a lot slower than the last one. The last one was a little fast. I'm sure in real life you'd probably burn up the brakes that way. Yeah, this is also a video game, so don't actually apply any of this to real life. So I'm going to go ahead and take off, holding brakes, afterburner, release brakes, and rotate. That was hard. Again, don't do this in real life. Bring up gear, gear indicates up. I'm going to climb to 1500. And start a left turn. Do keep in mind this is an empty aircraft with 100% fuel. So your rotation speed may vary given your load. With this configuration, the rotation speed is between 130 and 140 knots. That's what I found. Go ahead and request inbound. Now I'm more or less reporting midfield. And this is a very basic, limited tutorial. Obviously, this would be at the end of your journey. So you'd request inbound to an airport that's really far away, and then once you got close enough, they'd clear you for visual. And by the time they clear you for visual, you should be able to see the airport and set yourself up for this approach. But I do this same approach every single time. Make for a standard turn to final, left turn. We'll start descending slowly now. Try to reduce speed between 200 and 250 knots. I'm going to go ahead and request landing before things get too crazy.
Request landing.
I'm going to go ahead and deploy flaps, deploy gear. Gear flaps indicate down. At this point, it's all about keeping that flight path marker on the end of the runway and keeping your velocity between 180, 170, 180 knots. And again, our goal is to touch down right around 160 knots at the end of the flare. And we touched down just shy of that, right around 150 knots. Not too bad. And that should be a little more accurate tutorial on rotation speeds and touchdown speeds for the F-15 in DCS World, which I have trouble finding, so I hope that helps.